In this video, I'm in Rome, where I'm going to be challenging two complete strangers to edit my cinematic travel video. I'm going to spend the day at one of the city's most iconic landmarks, the Colosseum, shooting using just a smartphone and gimbal. The aim is to capture as much footage as possible to help these two editors to create a short cinematic sequence with music, color grading, and sound effects that I'll show you at the end of this video. Both editors will get the exact same footage and the exact same brief, but one will be a budget editor and the other a pro. A big thanks to Fiverr for sponsoring this video. This is where I'll be going to find the two editors to take on today's filmmaking challenge. What will these two edits look like, and just how much will budget influence the final results? Let's find out. Okay, now the plan of attack for today is to start outside the Colosseum, capturing wide, establishing shots, and then we're gradually going to get closer until eventually we end up inside the Colosseum. Now, by far, the two biggest challenges of today are the people and the construction. There are a lot of people here today. I expected this place to be busy, but not this busy. The Colosseum is also under construction. We've got trucks, cranes, cherry pickers, diggers, so this challenge just got a whole lot harder. I really want the focus of this edit to be on the Colosseum today. So what I'm going to do is use this wall as a way to crop out all of the ugliness. Now, this is a technique that you'll see me use a lot today, essentially using foreground elements within my environment to hide and crop out anything distracting in these shots. That way, the Colosseum remains the main focal point. Also, the key to this shoot is capturing a good mix of shots. This is going to be really helpful for our editors. Slider shots, jib shots. I'm going to be shooting a little wider than usual today because I'd like our editors to add some black bars to this footage to give it a more cinematic aspect ratio. Now, as much as I would like to crop people out of every shot today, for some shots it's just not going to be possible. So if that's the case, I'm going to at least try to make these shots look more interesting. A push forward as a bike rides by, for example. The focus is still on the Colosseum, but the bike and people add a bit more interest and movement to this shot. I'm shooting everything in 4K 60 frames per second today so that our editors can slow this footage down if needed. I'm also going to be looking for unusual angles and perspectives, pushing the camera through tight spaces and trying to get as creative as possible with these shots. Now, regardless of budget, I really want both of these edits to look good. The aim isn't to make it difficult for these two editors. I want to give them everything that they need to create a really slick, professional looking edit. And one surefire way to make these edits stand out is to include some fake drone shots. So for this, I'm going to attach my gimbal to a 3-meter long extension pole. I'm going to start with my phone close to the ground, push forward and lift my phone as high as it will go. And with a bit of music and sound effects, we now get this. This instantly gives our footage a much more Hollywood look and feel. Now, drones are allowed here in Rome if you have the right permission, but I don't have a drone, nor do I have permission. But by simply attaching my gimbal to an extension pole, I'm now able to replicate drone shots as well as other shots that are often seen in big Hollywood feature films, and this will massively increase the production value of these edits. Shots from an elevated position pushing forward, shots that start low to the ground and rise up replicating a crane movement. Okay, so we've definitely captured enough shots from outside the Colosseum, so let's head in. Now, I thought the outside of this location was impressive, but the inside is just spectacular. The history here is phenomenal. Still rammed with people, of course, but just like the outside, I'm going to do my best to crop them out and keep the focus on the Colosseum. I'm going to capture shots pointing directly up and pull back to pick out all of the textures in this wall. I'm also looking for ways that sound design can be added to this sequence, like the pigeon that just flew by. With a soft layer of music and some sound effects, we now have this. And this is what I'm expecting from our editors, some care, attention, and creativity. I'm going to do whatever I can on the filming side of things to capture the best shots possible. I just hope these two editors put the same amount of care into these edits and don't let me down. What I don't want is for these edits to feel like some kind of cheesy tourism commercial for a government website. There is, of course, a time and a place for this, but I want these edits to feel like something out of a Hollywood film. I want them to look, feel, and sound like something that you would see in the cinema. Now, one question I always ask myself on a shoot like this is, how can I make my shots different to everyone else's? The majority of people here today are shooting the same thing at the same angle. So how can I make my shots different? Well, most people choose to shoot with the sun behind them to help light up their subjects. So I'm going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to shoot directly into the sun and play with light. I'm going to use these old stone archways as foreground to help add more depth and movement to this shot. And as I push forward, we create these lens flares and flickering light, which really helps give this footage a more unique look. Now, we could take things one step further by adding a tilt down to this camera move. Now we have a combination of camera movements. We're sliding to the right, we're tilting down, we're playing with light, and all of this is helping raise the production value of this footage. Now, all of the shots that I'm capturing today are around about 5 to 10 seconds long, so just short little clips, and I've set myself a maximum limit of 100 shots. This will make life a little easier on our editors, but it's not easy. Everywhere I look, I see another shot idea, a new perspective, a unique angle, and I just can't resist making the most of my time at this incredible location. Now, since I've got my extension pole with me, it would be rude not to capture a few more shots whilst inside this epic location. So I'm going to use this old brick wall as foreground and lift up to reveal the arena floor, as well as fake some drone shots pushing forward and rising up. I'm getting lucky with shots today. Another bird just flew through the frame, giving more opportunities for our editors to add some creative sound design. Now, originally I was going to end today's shoot here inside the Colosseum, but the sun is starting to set now, the light is getting really soft and golden, so I'm going to quickly head back outside and grab a few more shots that will hopefully really help level up these edits. So I'm going to grab some push forward tilt up shots. Just look at that golden light shining through the arches. I'm going to grab a quick hyperlapse. This might come in useful for the edit. I'm also going to capture some reveal shots and anything else I think these editors might need. Okay, so we've definitely captured enough shots, so let's head back and see if we can find 2 editors to edit all of this footage. Okay, so I've now transferred all of the footage from my phone over to my laptop, and I have exactly 100 clips, so plenty for our editors to work with. Now, I'm looking for a really solid 60-second edit. I want music, color grading, sound effects, creative transitions. There's definitely plenty to work with here, so it shouldn't be a problem for any experienced editor. Now, whenever I'm in need of some help with a creative project like this, one of the first places that I go to is Fiverr. If you don't know what Fiverr is, it is one of the world's largest communities of creative freelancers. So if you're looking for a video editor, a logo designer, visual effects artist, website builder, or any kind of help when it comes to a creative project, this is a really good place to start. So let's see if we can find someone to edit all of this footage. I'm going to search for video editors. Now, you can filter your search to help you find exactly what you're looking for. You can filter by budget, delivery time, pro services. These are vetted professionals that are verified for quality and service, but I'm looking for 2 different edits today. I want to send the exact same footage with the exact same brief to 2 different editors, one on the budget end of the scale and the other at the more pro end of the scale. I want to see just how much budget will affect the end results, and is it even worth paying more? So let's start with someone on the more budget end of the scale. Okay, let's take a look at this one. We've got Kristiyan. I will do professional video editing and post-production. Well, that's exactly what I'm looking for. This guy has over 10,000 reviews with a 4.9 out of 5 rating, which is really impressive. Now, Kristiyan offers 3 different packages, a basic, standard, and premium, but none of these packages quite match what I'm looking for. So I'm going to send him a message, a link to all of this footage along with the brief, and ask him to send me a custom offer. Also, I always think people work their best when they have more creative freedom, so I've kept this brief nice and simple. Create a 60-second edit, include a minimum of 2 creative transitions, sound design, color grading, and delivered in 4K. And we have a reply from Kristiyan, who said that he can do all of this for $250, which I think is reasonable. I could definitely find it cheaper, but I want these edits to actually look good. I want these editors to put in the time needed to create something that looks professional. Now, for context, I'm based in the UK, where the average day rate for an experienced video editor is £250 or $300 a day. So if Kristiyan is willing to do all of this for for less than the average day rate here in the UK, I say let's do it. Kristiyan, you are hired, my friend. And with the power of editing, let's just fast forward to when Kristiyan delivers this edit so that we can take a look. Okay, so it's been 3 days since Kristiyan received my order and he's now delivered the edit. So let's take a look, and when we come back, we'll at least double the budget for the second editor. Okay, here we go. I'm nervous. Don't let me down, Kristiyan. Here we go. Right, okay, not bad. My initial feedback is that there were a good mix of shots. The pacing worked well. I like the use of sound design. Loved that he used the pigeon shot and added some sound effects. There were a couple of creative transitions in there, so he definitely listened to the brief. I would have liked a more impactful end to the sequence, but overall, a pretty good job. Also, I'm going to link the exact same folder that I sent to both of these editors with all the raw footage and music in the description below. So if you fancy putting together your own edit, maybe you think you can do a better job than these editors, then I would love to see your results and I will share my favorites. Okay, now let's up the budget and find our pro editor. Same again, I'm going to search for video editors, only this time I'm going to select pro services, and this will now only show me the best of the best. So let's see what we've got. New motion media, I will edit a breathtaking commercial film or video ad. Maybe. Let's keep looking. Okay, here we go. Edward, highly rated, has a solid looking portfolio, works as a team. Okay, let's send him a message, a link to the footage, and see what he can do. Okay, so we've had a custom offer back from Edward and his team of $695 for the edit, which, let's be honest, is a little punchy for a 60-second edit. But if the time, care, and attention is given to this footage that I hope it is, then hopefully we'll end up with something that looks really great and is worth it. So let's do it, Edward. You are hired, my friend. And with the power of editing, let's just fast forward a few days and see what Edward delivers. Okay, it has arrived. It's been 5 days, but let's see what $695 gets you in the editing world, shall we? We'll watch this, and when we come back, I'll give you my final thoughts and we'll compare the two edits. Okay, Edward, don't let us down, buddy. Here we go. Okay, interesting. My initial thoughts and feedback are that this was another good edit. I like the music choice, pace worked well. Not a huge fan of the zoom transitions. Really like the sound design with this one though. The pigeon flyby, whoosh sound effects, at least a couple of creative transitions. So again, he's delivered on the brief, but was it as good as the budget edit? Now, if I'm being honest here, which I will be because this is important, if I had to choose a winner based purely on which edit I thought was best, I'd have to give it to Edward, our pro editor. But, and this is a big but here, if I had to pick the best overall winner taking into account the budget, then I'd have to give this one to Kristiyan, our budget editor. I think he delivered the best value for money. But look, this is just my opinion. I'd love to know what you think. Who do you think delivered the best edit, and was it worth the money? do let me know in the comments section below. And remember, if you're looking for a freelancer for your next creative project, then be sure to check out Fiverr. I will link them below. And if you'd like to see 2 more editors take on a filmmaking challenge, only this time in Paris, then be sure to check out this video here. But that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.